So welcome back to another Faking It recap, and I'm going to get right into this week's episode. Yeah, I have ice. I think I like sprained my finger or something. I don't know what the heck is going on. So yeah. What happened in this episode? So basically now Karma knows. The ish done hit the fan. The ish done hit the fan. Karma knows everything. So yeah, next week's episode is gonna be mad crazy. I can wait to see, because now that Karma knows, this season is about to freaking go down. I mean, this season has already been good, but the fact that Karma knows now, it's like, wowzers. I cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. So yeah, stuff that happened in this week's episode. So Karma is, still having trouble with Liam because, he's all like feeling, some type of way, feeling that Amy's like, more important to him than he is, and that he's basically, not very relevant in the relationship to Karma and Amy. So, Liam's feeling some type of way because, he doesn't feel like he's as important to Karma as Amy is. And, to kind of make up for it, Karma's pretty much like, well, you can come over for dinner and, I'll introduce you to my parents and I'll finally come out to them and let them know that I'm straight. So he's like, okay, cool. So they go over, to Karma's place for dinner. And it turns out, Karma's like getting ready to tell her parents, she's straight and everything. Turns out that she has a brother who is adopted, and he's been away at the Peace Corps. But it turns out that, well, I'll get to that in a second. So he's been away at the Peace Corps or whatever. And, Karma and him, I guess, are like always competing against each other. And, he's like always looked to as pretty much like the favorite in the family. We all have that one kid, brother or sister, who just seems like, they're the favorite and we're not. And, in this case, that kid is, her brother. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But yeah, it's her brother. It's Karma's brother. And, what else happened? So, like, because of this, Karma's like kind of, having a hard time with letting her parents really know about her and Liam. Her brother's like sitting there telling them about adventures, things that he's done for, the village. He's been away helping people and things of that nature. And, things of that sort. And, Karma basically feels like, she ain't ish. She ain't shit, compared to her brother. So, they're at the dinner table, they're having dinner, and, I guess at one point her brother kind of overhears, like before they get to the dinner table, that Liam is like furious with Karma, and he's like, you need to tell your parents now what the deal is. I'm tired of waiting, da-da-da-da-da. And, Karma's like, okay, I'll tell him. Her brother overhears that. And then when they get to the dinner table, her brother's just continuously bragging, about all the things he's done, blah, 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 blah. And Karma, I guess they want to hear more about her being a lesbian. They're like, well, where is Amy, at the moment? Who's this guy here? So Karma just kind of like, swallows her pride and, tells her family, because she's, feeling a lot of pressure from Liam about the situation, and she knows that basically she needs to step up and tell her parents. So she goes ahead and she tells them, and actually her parents are, cool with that. They're like, we're happy. We just want you to be yourself. We want you to be happy. We have no problem with you, letting us know that you're straight. We're perfectly fine with that. How ironic, right? And then when she does that, her parents, her brother is just kind of, he pretty much goes ahead and he's like, hey, I'm not really in the Peace Corps anymore. I'm actually a businessman. What did he say? A sales manager. He said something, and he's a sales manager or sales assistant or something, working in Dallas at some supply store. It's just kind of like, what? And you know, he dropped out of the Peace Corps years ago, whatever, blah 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 blah. And then his parents are all sympathetic. Oh, it's okay, baby, it's okay, we understand. Da 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 da. You know, her brother's just always trying to outdo Karma rather. So you know, that was that. I didn't really like the brother's character. It just kind of felt like, I don't know, he just felt like an ass. I didn't really like him. You're like, why are you competing with your siblings? You're supposed to love them. Like, what difference does it make what you're doing? You know, I don't know. Some people got a weird relationship in their family. So, anyway. So, yeah. So, you know, after that, Karma is, like, in the bed kissing with Liam. And, you know, they're making out. And, well, that's the same thing, Danielle. You know, they about to get it in. And you know, Karma said something about, you know, it's just so much better to be honest and open, and I just had to tell him I feel so free now and I feel good and da 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 da. And you know, she's saying all this stuff, and Liam is basically like getting encouraged to tell her about what's going on with him and the fact that he's been holding a secret, and we know that secret involves Amy. So he went ahead and he spilled the beans, and he told him that, hey, he slept with Amy. And Karma is like, get out, get out, get out. Whew, that's going to be a mess next week. I cannot wait, y'all. I cannot wait to see what happens. So, yeah, so then we go ahead, and the other thing that happened this episode was Amy and Lauren were like in this pageantry. They're competing in like a pageant or whatever, and like Reagan is by Amy's side, you know, the whole time, rooting for her, and she's pretty much like, you know, you should go ahead and enter the pageant so that you can pretty much let people know how, you know, dumb it is for women's rights, because you know, when women are in these pageantries, they're wearing heels, they're taping their butts, you know, they're wearing swimsuits, and it's really just degrading for us. So you should speak up and just kind of let them know, you know, how far we've come as women. You know what I'm trying to say. And you know, Amy's like, yeah, that is a good idea. I'm gonna do that. So Lauren's like also in the pageants. And she's been competing since she was like 5 years old. And it's been something that, you know, her dad has just encouraged her to do. So in this episode, Lauren finds out that the reason why her dad pretty much wants her to compete in these pageants is because, I don't want to say he's embarrassed or ashamed, but that's pretty much what it is. The fact that she's intersex. I finally got it right, y'all. If you've been following me. Finally got it right. So yeah, he's pretty much embarrassed that she's intersex. And I think that's it. Watch me get it wrong. You know, that she's intersex or whatever. And, you know, that's why he's been wanting her to compete. So meanwhile, while they're competing, you know, Amy's mom is like looking on to Amy so proudly, and she's just so happy that her daughter is in this pageant, and she's just happy with her, and she's just like, oh, you know, and you know how your mom is, your mother's love, you don't want to disappoint her. So like when it came down to, you know, talking about women's rights and things like that, Amy just couldn't plain do it. And you know, Reagan was really encouraging her to do it, but the fact that Amy's mom was accepting of her and her relationship with Reagan, which we all know that her mom had a hard time dealing with before, Amy being a lesbian. So it was interesting to see her mom just kind of flip the script and just kind of, you know, be there for her more, so to speak. And you know, Amy just couldn't do it. So Lauren, because she was so upset about her dad not supporting her with her little, you know, being intersex, she went ahead and started talking about it. You know, women this, and I'm tired of my butt being taped, and all the things we have to go through to be in these pageants, and da 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 da. So she goes ahead and, you know, tells everyone about the women's rights. And then we get to the end of their little segment, and Amy goes ahead and, you know, she's like talking to Reagan about the situation, and Reagan pretty much spills the beans on why she wanted her to talk about women's rights. Was pretty much because her ex-girlfriend, you know, pretty much said that their relationship was just a phase, and that she wasn't really ready to be in a relationship, and she didn't want the same thing to happen with her and Amy. And Amy's like, no, I genuinely care for you, you know, that's not gonna happen with us. So they got it in for the first time, you know, and yeah, they seem to be doing really well. I really like Reagan and Amy together. They're cute. And then Lauren was talking to Owen Theo. Y'all know I don't really remember which one is his name, but she was talking to Owen Theon, whatever his name is. And she's like, hey, you know, I've really just been through a lot with, you know, my dad earlier, and I really need to come clean about some things. So she pretty much, I believe, told him that she was intersex, but they didn't actually show that part. They just show her saying, there's something I need to tell you, and we just kind of assumed that that's what it was, but we don't really know. So yeah, it's a good ass episode, y'all. Good ass episode. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this week's recap. Hopefully you were able to catch it like I caught it, because it was good. And yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to y'all later. Hi. Or the next recap, which is happening.